Surprise! It's a Cessna C-400 Corvalis TT. I hope I'm pronouncing that name correctly. Raymond for Stream Gamers. This is episode 5, and we are getting ready to start at the ramp/gate in our series of startups and whatnot. This is the little guy that we are going to do next. I couldn't remember whether I was planning to do a Piper, because that was probably the next series that I'm intending to do is in the Piper line. But one final one in the Cessna line light aircraft is this. Not the only one, but this is one of the ones that we're going to do next. So, like everything else, we come out here, we click on those little dealy whoppers, we click on that, and we go to here, and we click on, I gotta go down. Some of these are kind of tricky to get to, so just note that you kind of move around a little bit. I don't know how they could have made it better, but maybe they couldn't, and this is what it is. Anyways, here we are. This is the aircraft. Quite a nice looking aircraft. Quite honestly, I never fly this thing, but in doing this tutorials that I'm doing, I may very well start flying this little aircraft because I like it. Maybe it doesn't fly as nice as I think it does, but anyways. All right, so let's get ourselves into the cockpit. You can kind of get it from that side. You have to come from this back side of the wing in order to click on that thing, otherwise you will not get in there. G1000, not turbopropped, I don't believe. No, it's not turbopropped, so we have a fuel mixture, right? Our fuel selector switch is a bit of a weird place. It's right here, this big brown knob. So you can turn it to the right tank or to the left tank, but you can't seem to run it on both tanks at the same time. So be mindful, kind of like one of the Beaver aircraft, you have to run it on individual tanks, not link all the tanks together. So that's the case with this one. Just be mindful of that. Your strobe light is down here, kind of hard to see. Let me turn around there. So that's your strobe light, position light, landing light, taxi light, and all that wonderful stuff is down there. This is your flight management system, your direct to menus and all that. I'm not sure where that comes up. Does that come up on these displays that you see it? I'm not sure. But anyways, this is your flight surface control dealy whopper thing, right? Your ignition. This is a primer. We'll talk about that as we get ready to start. So, as always, for Rich. And then up here, I found this hard to find, but it's up here. Here is where your batteries are, okay? Your avionics master switch is right there, okay? Later on, we'll come back up here for the alternators, okay? As we do with the 1000s, we turn that on. So now we have battery. We have battery, we have fuel. Really, all we do is we give it a couple little primers. Now, this is more for show than it is for anything else, because you really don't need to prime it. But I guess you probably should be priming it in real life. You should give it a prime. Likewise, the only thing we do now is we just turn that. And that's it. It started, we're running. The next steps are, like flaps and stuff like that. There's your flap indicator. I see that the flap indicator is kind of like 2 stages of flaps. So I don't know if you would actually use flaps to take off in this aircraft. I mean, I guess under certain adverse conditions you might. Why they have this here to kind of indicate or suggest that what are those switches down there? I never noticed those. What are those? Can we get a bit of a bird's eye view of those? Oh, this is lighting. Okay, fair enough. Let me get myself into a more conventional position. Okay, so we go back up. We turn our alternators on, and we're done. There's more lighting up here that you can work with if you're in dark conditions. So, like any of the other ones, we have this system right here. Again, I'm not sure. I mean, if I were to press that button, what does it do? Okay, so it opens that. I guess so. You can do it down here. It seems weird that I would do it like that when you have the functionality here as well. But again, like I've shown you in a couple of the other G1000 systems, you can create your flight plan in here in a direct. You can do an actual flight plan here by simply utilizing these little scroll wheels and this wheel to say, okay, where are we? We are CKK7, that's where we're sitting, runway, 36, enter, go to our destination, spin the small wheel, click on that, this, C, whoops, C, no, there we go, C, YWG, enter, runway, we are going to use runway 13, is a good runway in Winnipeg, enter, and there you go. We have a flight plan put in here, and like I've showed before, you can use your procedures. You could likewise, you could come here and you could utilize this function and put it back into the aircraft. So there is usually a multitude of ways of getting a flight plan in, and you're probably starting to see, those that are watching and following this series along, you're probably starting to see a bit of a theme when it comes to the G1000, G3000. I haven't done the 530s or the other one, and my hope is that I will find a plane as we go that will have that. I know there's a couple that I'm going to do as we go further along that do have those GPS in them, and so we will, just rest assured, we will get into some of the less than conventional GPSs by today's standards. By yesteryear's standards, they were pretty cutting edge. Okay. Again, Raymond, Stream Gamers, like, comment, subscribe, all those wonderful things, and you know the drill. Don't sweat the little things look after themselves. The big things, do something about the ones you can. If you can't do anything about them, then don't worry about them, and most importantly, be kind, because as you all probably know by now in my videos, these things are really important to me, and I wish they were more important to everybody in the world. I'm not the only one that it's important to, but I wish there was more people that took this up. Anyways, enough of that rambling. On to the next one. I believe we will be looking at Piper, some Piper aircraft, and we'll be doing that. This is a series of 5 videos that I will put out in one lump sum group, and then based on the reception of that, we will begin the next step. That's my plan, to kind of release a grouping of 5 at one time, or 5 or so at one time. So that concludes the first stage of this enterprise, and we will get to the next one. Appreciate you all. Have yourselves a wonderful day. Bye-bye now.